episode of You Asked For It. I'm Elena Scantlin, and today we have a very special episode coming up, and there's never been a better time to get your fitness questions answered. We've got amazing fitness experts joining us on the panel today, answering your questions right here, right now, live. So start asking questions in the chat feed to the right of the video, and guess what, guys? We've got a giveaway, which I'll explain in a little bit, but first, let's start the show. Today, we're discussing whether being buff is the same as being fit. It's a good question, guys. Is having a terrific muscular physique an indicator of overall fitness? Well, let's meet our panelists. Hey, guys. Joining us today, we have muscle building pros James Ellis and Courtney Prather. Welcome, guys. And also here on the couch, our fitness and CrossFit specialist, Nick Phillips from Golden State CrossFit and Madeline Mosher from Brick CrossFit here in Los Angeles. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're going to get on to our first viewer question. So let's learn a little more about the different training principles of our panelists. James and Courtney, you guys both have quite a lot of experience with bodybuilding, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So how much importance do you place on weight training when it comes to your clients? Courtney?
You know, weight training is the most important thing, I think, to change your body's physique. A lot of people shy away from the weight, so they think that cardio is what's necessary to really burn fat and lose weight, but actually getting in there and lifting weights and strength training is one of the best ways to change your body composition.
And you would agree, James? Or?
Yeah, totally. I totally agree. I mean, and in bodybuilding, that's what it's all about, is sculpting the body and building the body, so weight training would be, of course, essential.
Perfect. Now, we've seen many different workout programs come and go over the years, but one that looks like it's here to stay is CrossFit. Nick and Madeline, what exactly is CrossFit, and how does it differ from the standard weight training a lot of our viewers think about?
CrossFit, it involves a lot of functional movements at a high intensity, and we do everything from pull-ups, push-ups, running, rowing, flipping tires, Olympic lifting, powerlifting.
Did you just say flipping tires?
Flipping tires.
Do you think that I can flip a tire?
Absolutely.
Nick, do you agree?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I mean, I'm holding a mic, but okay, if they say I can flip a tire, I'll flip a tire. Okay, and you agree then that?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that CrossFit is something that gets you generally prepared for life. Like, you know, we do movements that are really functional to the human body. Squats, you know, when you go to sit down, you're squatting. When you go to, you know, do an overhead press, it's like putting something in a, you know, a luggage bin in an airplane.
I do that a lot.
Right, okay, yeah, exactly. So you know what I'm talking
But
about.
my back hurts later. Like, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be traveling so much.
Bad form.
It is. So if I were to put a bag up above my seat, what kind of form is good form then?
Well, you're going to know how to properly do this once you come to CrossFit. Learn how to do a push press or a strict press, whatever it may be. Or if you have to deadlift that really heavy luggage bag, you're going to know how to do that properly and break any bad habits.
This is why they're here, guys. Before we get into our questions, be sure to share this live stream video with your friends and use the hashtag BeFit on Twitter to enter the sweepstakes. Later in the episode, we'll be giving away an Amazon gift card, so you want to stay tuned. Okay, let's jump into our first question. Let me get the first question out here, which comes from, okay. Reggie K. He wants to know the panel's thoughts about the perceived danger behind CrossFit. Guys, listen up. He's had a few friends that have had injuries from CrossFit and wants to know why there seems to be more injuries than what one may sustain in a normal gym workout. All right, now I just want to throw this over to James and Courtney first. Courtney?
Well, you know, I hear it a lot from my clients. It is a concern. I think one of the main reasons that CrossFit is receiving a lot of the attention for some of these injuries is because it is a very high intensity sport, and just like anything, you shouldn't just jump into it if you're a beginner full force. So the workouts, typically, you know, the workouts of the day, if you haven't done it before and you jump right in and you're not watching your form and technique, things like that, you're obviously going to be more prone to injury, just like any fast-paced, high-intensity training.
It goes back to that form.
Exactly.
James, your thoughts?
Exactly. I 100% agree. You know, I don't want it to be perceived that I have any problem with CrossFit, because I think it's incredible. And I think as all of us being trainers, what's important to us is that people are just getting off the couch and doing something active to, keep them in great shape. So, I mean, I'm sure these guys love weightlifting. I think CrossFit is great. But, the biggest thing is there's a lot of people that have egos, especially fellas, full of testosterone. I think whether we're doing CrossFit or in the gym, I think sometimes we try to push a little too much weight. We see that good-looking girl across the gym. We decide we're going to grab some dumbbells and jump on and off of platforms and things like that. You're going to hurt your knees, your back. So I think the important thing is that they know form, that they don't try to overdo it, whether it's CrossFit or weight training, honestly.
When you see that pretty girl, does grunting help? Do you think that gets her to notice you?
I think in the caveman times maybe, but not today.
Oh, I'm going to flip that tire. Oh, wait, there's not a tire. Just kidding. Nick, you're the owner of a CrossFit gym. What do you have to say?
Well, personally, I tell all my beginners that we like to start out with what we call a fundamentals program. So they are assigned a coach. They go through 6 to maybe 10, depending on how they progress, sessions, and they're learning form, they're learning technique, they're learning how to move the weight efficiently and properly to avoid that injury. I mean, it really all comes down to coaching, and of course, to James' point, a little bit of the ego as well. So, I mean, that's how I feel about it.
Age. I want to talk about age. Can you be, 75 years old and do CrossFit?
Absolutely.
Personal story. My mom, she's currently 64 years old. She began CrossFit just several years ago, and she began with osteoporosis and arthritis. Several years later, after months of using virtually no weight, working on her mobility, her flexibility, all these different things, and learning weight training movements, powerlifting movements, Olympic lifting movements, she's now osteoporosis free.
Oh, congratulations to your
which
mom.
is amazing and so inspirational. And I think it goes to show that if she can do it, anybody can do this stuff. It just goes to show that it's also a journey, and you have to take your time with it, and you have to really work on all these different aspects of your body and pay attention to form, like these guys are saying, and see where it's going to get you.
All right, well, let's talk about going to a different part of the show. We're going to go to the mystery box. Now, viewers, don't forget, we want to hear your thoughts on this topic. Comment below and let us know what you're thinking. Okay, guys, I want to take you guys over to the mystery box challenge. This is very exciting because there are 4 boxes over here, and the trainers, Nick and Madeline, don't know what's underneath the box. I'm going to have them pick a box, and then they're going to show us a workout that we can implement into our training at home. Nick, I'd like for you to go first.
All right.
Now, be choosy. There's some really difficult things underneath these boxes.
Okay.
Is he going to go for a white or black box? I don't know.
one.
A white box? Oh, we tricked you. So I'm assuming you can use your own body weight in a workout?
Absolutely. For body weight movement today, I'm going to go ahead and do the burpee.
Okay. I really hate burpees. In fact, they're on my list of things to do at the gym, and I'm like, I wonder if my phantom trainer would know if I skip them.
Yeah, so it's a great total body workout. I mean, with your own body weight. You're just going to go down to the floor, shoot your feet back, come up, pop the hips, land flat-footed.
And lose your mic.
And lose your mic. Clap above head, and that's a burpee.
Okay, how many should we do, though? Just put that right there in your pocket. There you go.
Thanks.
Yeah. It's part of the burpee.
One of my favorite
Make sure your mic
workouts
is in the pocket.
that we did last year together was 7 minutes of burpees.
Whoa, wait, 7 minutes of burpees?
7 minutes of burpees.
How many burpees is that for you?
Back then, it was only about 113.
I was right around the
Only.
Yeah, yeah.
I could probably do like 13 burpees, but 113?
No, it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's a lot harder than it sounds.
Yeah, you guys try that burpee. Show us that movement again one more time. So you just
make sure my mic.
Yeah, make sure the mic's in the pocket, and so you go down.
So you're gonna
kick
go down.
out the legs.
Yep, kick the legs back.
Okay.
You're gonna pop the hips as you come up, kind
the
of like
hips.
doing the worm on the dance floor.
Right.
And you're gonna jump and clap above head.
Okay, good thing that nobody has ever seen my worm. Madeline, you are up next. Thank you so much, Nick. Don't forget about those burpees, guys. Madeline, pick a box.
All right. I want this guy right here.
Oh, the dumbbell. Now, a lot of people are not intimidated by the dumbbell, right?
No, and it's not anything you should necessarily be intimidated by. There's so many movements that you can do with this. One of my favorites is the dumbbell snatch.
Okay.
So the single arm dumbbell snatch, you start with the dumbbell right in between your feet, right in between your shoelaces there. As I reach down for it, I'm going to keep my chest nice and high. My back goes flat, so I want to engage what's called a lower lumbar curve, maintain the structure of my lower lumbar there. And as I pull the dumbbell up, I'm going to lead with my elbow. I'm going to flip my wrist over, dip underneath it to catch.
Now make sure this is a weight that you can handle, right?
Okay. Always.
Don't be going for the 20s like Madeline.
Yeah. So from here,
Elbow up, flip and dip, stand all the way up to complete your lift, and the dumbbell's gonna come right back down in that same path.
So how many reps would you start out doing if you're a beginner?
You know, it's really dependent on for every different person, but you know, always start with that lightweight. Concentrate on form. Make sure you've engaged and you keep that back flat. Those things are the most important, and you can do a multitude of them depending on what else is incorporated in your workout.
Perfect.
So,
Thanks, guys. So we have burpees and a snatch. Is that
dumbbell single arm snatch.
dumbbell single arm snatch, and as I'm snatching, we're going to walk back over to the couch and get a question from our second viewer.
You know, I thought that burpees were something that happened when you take too much pre-workout before the gym. But hey, learning
This is
something
trainer
new
vernacular right here. Burpees are something that happens when you take too big of a drink at the water fountain, which is not going to get the girls to come over, even if you're jumping up and down with some large situation.
The heavy weight's what gets the girls to come over, right? Just
Is
doing
it the
too much
heavy weights
weight.
that work for you, Nick? Is it the heavy weights?
No.
No, you just bat your eyelashes a couple times?
That's right.
Nick, what do you do? What's your...
That's my move. I bat the
You bat the eyelashes? And girls,
I stole
you
it
guys...
from him.
Okay.
Worked for him.
All right, guys, we have another question in from Big Laney, and Big Laney wants to know, her trainer is getting her to mix weight training in with her workout routines, but she's worried about getting too bulky and looking manly. So how can she prevent getting too big? This is one of my big concerns as well. Like, girls, we just don't want to be, too big in the legs, and we don't want to look like a guy. So what happens? Courtney?
So I probably hear that from every girl that walks into my gym and signs up to train with me. And all I can say is that getting bulky does not happen on accident. I remind them almost daily in our workouts that you're not going to get bulky. You need to strength train and you need to put your body under stress if you're going to inspire any sort of change.
Did you just say put your body under stress?
Yeah, you have to. I mean, our bodies adapt to training. So if you're not challenging your body, you're not going to change. So you're not going to get bulky overnight. Anytime you see women who are overly muscular, it's years and years of training. They're specifically training for that purpose, normally the bodybuilders. So I always tell girls, you're not going to get bulky by lifting weights that are as heavy as your purse. I mean, women today, we carry babies and purses and
I
bags
beg to differ.
that are heavier than the 3-pound dumbbells in there. So if you want to change your physique and have a lean, fit, feminine physique, you can't be shy of the weights.
That's from a beautiful girl herself. James, do you like a girl that has sort of a manly, muscular, strong, beautiful figure?
Well, I mean, I think the three ladies sitting here are absolutely perfect, excellent bodies. I think, if the woman's bigger than me, there might be a little bit of a problem. But of course, great tone, great shape, healthy look. Absolutely gorgeous. But if they're bigger than me, it's like I said,
So it's like toned,
it gets a little intimidating.
Streamlined and toned is what Nick likes. What about, James. Nick, what do you like?
I agree with James. I mean, I think that all three of you have great physiques, and any bigger or more muscular than that is a little too excessive for my taste. But people are going to do what they want to do. It depends on if they're training for a specific purpose, and who am I to say that they can't do that?
So if a client walks in and says, hey, I want to actually put on muscle mass, you obviously know how to tell them.
I'm going to help them put on muscle mass.
And you're not going to say, well, my personal preference
I mean,
is.
I don't have to take her home. So.
And what about you, Madeline? When your female clients come in, how do you address that?
Well, everything we do in CrossFit is scalable. We've talked about form and using proper weight. And if you're really afraid of putting on too much or building too much muscle mass, you can always keep that weight on the lower side, because everything we do is coupled and put into a cardiovascular training system. So you're going to get weight training along with cardio. You're going to be burning calories. You're going to be burning fat. So you never have to get into that zone of really worrying about it.
Perfect. Yes, you may.
Like if you look around your gym, you probably see like maybe 2 or 3 guys in a given time when you're in the gym that are really big guys.
Right.
Probably 80% of the rest of them are trying to get big. They're doing all they can to get big. They're sending me emails, Nick emails, all of us emails. How do I get big? So, and we have much more, hormones, testosterone, things like that help us to get bigger.
Yeah, you get bigger faster.
That the women don't have. So the odds that a woman's going to get too big are not that good.
If you could get bulky on accident, I'm sure a lot of guys would be really happy with us.
So you
Except
really
for Nick
can't
and
get
I,
bulky
we don't want
as
people
a
having that
female.
reaction.
No.
Okay. You'd have to have a lot more testosterone. Guys, I want to take you guys over to the box challenge. Come on over. Okay, so did you watch what Madeline and Nick accomplished.
did.
Okay,
Looks
so you guys
excellent.
know the rules.
I wanna
All you
do the
have to
burpees.
you want to do the burpees.
Yes.
Well, there's more time for that later. So basically what you guys are going to do is I want you to go first, Courtney, and pick a box. Whatever's under that box, show us a workout that we can implement to our training. Ooh, kettlebell.
My favorite.
That's your favorite?
It is.
There's a lot of women who would come into the gym and say, well, I'd like to stay away from those.
I know, they look scary, but they're fun. All right, so I guess today one of my favorite moves is the goblet squat.
The goblet squat.
We'll
okay.
actually add a press. So you want to hold the goblet about chest high, grab the handles, and you're going to sit back into a squat. Make sure your knees don't go over your toes. And at the top of the movement, push the kettlebell above your head into a press. So this is a great full body movement. Burn a lot of calories.
It would work your glutes, ladies,
Oh, yeah.
if we're getting ready for bikini season.
Exactly.
We've got
Works
plenty
your-
of time for
yeah.
that now, but if you're getting ready for bikini season,
Yeah,
then that's
hamstrings, glutes, also works your shoulder and the core because you're moving the weight during the movement. You're going to have to stabilize yourself as well. So
a good reps
it's a good
weight
one.
to start out with for those of us at home that haven't.
You know, this is a good weight, anything like 12 to 20 pounds for a girl to start out with. And, you know, if you're not looking to get bulky, you can stay in the higher rep range, about, 12 to 15 reps, I would say.
She already has a nice workout glow about her. Thank you so much, Nick. James.
She wants to call me Nick. What's
I
that?
know, I'm sorry.
Maybe I look like a
apologize.
Nick. All right, I'm going to try this guy here. All right.
So medicine ball, we've got 8 pounds there.
8 pounds. I was going to do the goblet squat, but she took mine. So,
Well,
you know, 8 pounds is not a lot of weight. So
For you.
I think, yeah, for me, I think abs would be great for this. Technically, I'm going to do something that I would usually use less weight because I don't like to
Okay.
do weighted obliques because
Right.
you don't want to bulk up your sides.
Okay.
But you know, if you have like maybe a 5 pound or 3 pound, a smaller one than this, it's definitely not going to hurt. But just turning sideways, you know, to engage this oblique, tap the ball, just back and forth. So you're doing a crunch the whole time because you're crunched up. So you're hitting the center abs and you're also hitting the obliques as you turn.
Okay, and your feet are actually lifted off
Yep.
the floor, which is a good note. So you don't ever want to let those heels touch the ground, right?
That's right.
And what if you wanted to make your abs sort of pop out? How do we accomplish that?
Any kind of weighted ab exercises, you know, a lot of people will be on the decline machine and, you know, maybe be holding a 45-pound plate, or you can do rope crunches where you have the rope above your head and you're just crunching down from your knees. Things like that. Any weighted ab exercises will bulk out your abs. So.
Perfect. All right, guys, thank you so much. If we can walk back over to the fitness couch. That sounds so fun, like the fitness couch. Like you could actually incorporate a workout like triceps right here, right off the edge.
There you go. Yeah.
Now I'm the fitness expert. Just kidding. All right, now for you guys that have been using the hashtag BeFit leading up to and during this live episode, we have a prize to give away. All right, guys, we got an Amazon gift card to the value of $50. Do we have a winner, Crystal? Eden Lee. Congratulations. We'll get in touch with you so you can claim that prize. And thanks for being loyal viewers. Do we have time for a third question? One more question, okay. Ooh, I like this one. Who's more fit, CrossFitters or bodybuilders? Who wants to take this one first? I'm going to go with you, Courtney.
I feel like I'm always going first on the tough one. You know, it depends on what your definition of fitness is. Bodybuilding, you know, by definition is to focus on training the physique to look fit. So you have a lot of bodybuilders out there that have very aesthetically pleasing physiques. You know, men are very muscular and lean, and the women are tight and toned but not too bulky for like some of the bikini and figure division. So I think bodybuilding is, you know, more body sculpting. You know, you're helping the physique look like a very fit person. As far as level of fitness, you know, which also incorporates muscular endurance and cardiovascular fitness and strength and body composition. I would have to say that the CrossFitters would probably win that one just because of the incorporation of cardio and functional training as opposed to just training the body to gain muscle.
James?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say the CrossFit. I mean, you got guys in the police academy doing this kind of stuff. A lot of what CrossFit does is more for the heart. So you're going to be more fit in the heart area because you're doing high intensity stuff. When you get up into that higher maximum heart rate zone, it focuses a lot more on the heart and less on the fat burning. Like as a bodybuilder, I it's weird for me to call myself a bodybuilder. I think of Jay Cutler when I think of that. But as a bodybuilder, you know, I'm up in the morning early and doing, you know, my cardio on the treadmill is not high intensity. It's between 50 and 70% maximum heart rate. So I'm speed walking on the treadmill at like a 2 incline. So it's a lot different. Their stuff's super high intensity. They're incorporating weight training in and out of the gym real quick. So it's definitely, you know, if Nick and I are gonna go out for a jog, he's probably gonna kick my tail, so.
Ooh, more fit. Nick, do you agree that you would kick James's tail
I mean,
on a jog?
well, I mean, to be honest, I do feel like CrossFitters would probably be more fit. I mean, when people ask me this questions, I always throw a question back at them. Who do you think is more fit, a marathon runner or a power lifter? And then they'll usually say 9 times out of 10, the marathon runner. And I'm like, well, actually neither, because they don't incorporate each other's movements. So when you take the two together, you kind of merge the two, you get kind of CrossFit, right? So that's my thoughts and beliefs on it. Maddie, what do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, CrossFit focuses on the definition of fitness, which we believe is your work capacity over broad modal and time domains, and able to power lift as well as incorporate a run in there and maybe some sort of gymnastics or a body weight movement, all these things incorporated into one workout, just as an example. You know, and training in that kind of way daily or maybe every other day, that's gonna increase your endurance, your muscle mass, your body composition is gonna completely change. Everything is gonna change about you, and you're gonna be, I mean, I'm the healthiest I've ever been.
Yeah, same here.
I'm coming to visit all 4 of y'all. I'm going to come back with my answer. On that note, that's all the time we have for today's episode. I want to thank our panel of experts for joining us today. Thank you guys. James, Nick, Madeline, and Courtney. I'm Elena Scantlin. If you have more questions, be sure to send them in via the comment section below, and we'll get you an answer on You Asked For It only on the BeFit Channel. Stay fit, YouTubers, and see you soon. Bye-bye.